Merry Christmas and welcome to Martinmade. My name's Stephanie and today I'm going to give you just a brief update about our lives this year as well as a special announcement at the end. Okay, so this year has been a bit of a rocky road for my husband and I. We've had a lot of wonderful ups and a lot of crazy downs, and so I thought I would share a little bit about that with you here on YouTube, as well as some friends that I have. They constantly are telling me you should always give updates on like your journey through infertility because it's pretty amazing. And so I have done a little bit of that. I kind of posted a video quite a while back about Silas and how he's my petition, and he is my little Samuel. We struggled for 4 years to have him, and through the means of infertility, the Lord gave us him, and he is such a blessing, and we love him to death, but we would also like another one, and so we have been praying a lot for another little one. But with that comes a lot of emotions and a lot of craziness in the life. And so today I am going to share with you just a brief update about what has happened this year and how our journey has kind of played through, and let's get started. So this year has been crazy. Last year, I'll start probably about, it would have been about American Thanksgiving time. I was expecting my cycle to come and it didn't for quite a few days, and then all of a sudden it came, and then it completely stopped that later on that day. And for a day it completely had stopped, and then it started back and then stopped and started back. So I was kind of wondering, I'd heard that this could happen when you get pregnant, and especially with people who don't have regular cycles, but also people who don't, who do struggle a lot with getting pregnant. So I decided I was going to take a test, and come to find out we were expecting. But because of our previous history, I knew that something like that had happened when I miscarried one of our little ones before. And so we were excited because we had gotten pregnant all on our own, but then we were very nervous because we were pretty sure that we were going to miscarry. So we were pretty much set that this was going to be a miscarriage. So a few days later, which would have been the Sunday before American Thanksgiving, I ended up going into the emergency room because I was not feeling well. I was really cramping a lot and having a lot of pain, and so they took me in and they checked me out, and the doctor brought in one of those little wheelie things, and that is the ultrasound machine. I have no clue what they're called, but they just brought the ultrasound machine in, and he checked it out, and he said, you know, I know you're in some pain, but there's a sac there, and that sac is in the uterus, so everything looks good. So we're gonna wait for your blood work to get back. We'll call you if anything's wrong. So he scheduled me for another ultrasound the next day. I also had an appointment with my fertility doctor for that day, so I went in the next morning to, I was gonna be going in the next morning to see my fertility doctor. But that night, I remember I had to get up to go to the bathroom after we had left the hospital. We all went to bed, and I remember that evening getting up to go to the bathroom, and I just remember being so dizzy and really in a lot of pain. And so I got up to go to the bathroom, sat down on the toilet, and just about passed out. And so I finally was able to lay down on the floor in the bathroom and just kind of lay there till my head cleared a bit. And then I walked back to the bed, and I got in bed, and I was sweating and just so dizzy. And I remember having a pain in my side, a terrible pain in my side. So the next day, when I went to see my doctor, he said, you know what, I have seen doctors totally miss a pregnancy that's like 7 months along with those little things. So I would go and get it checked by the ultrasound technicians in the actual lab there where they do that, and just do that instead. And so that's what I did. And so the next day I went in, when I went in to have that ultrasound, the lady was checking everything out and she paused. And she kind of looked down at me and she's like, you know what? I'm going to go get another technician. So she went in to go get another technician. And they were kind of talking, whispering amongst themselves. And I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. Yeah. You think so too? And so they said they wanted to have a radiologist actually look at the thing. I think that's what they're called. I don't know. But they wanted somebody else to look at it. And so they took the thing to him. And he took a look at it and he said, yeah, I think that's what it is. So she came back, she had a pink slip in her hand and she said, you need to go to the emergency room. She didn't tell me why. I get to the emergency room and is packed, and they zipped me through that hospital to get to the emergency room. I handed the paper to this lady. She typed in all my information really, really fast, and they got me right into a bed. And I was like, okay. Well, come to find out, I had an ectopic pregnancy and my tube had burst that night before. That's what had happened. My tube had burst and I needed to go in for emergency surgery. And so I was told that later that that's what was going to happen. So my surgeon came in and he introduced himself and he told me, you know, that he was going to be doing this surgery. They thought I was going to lose my ovary because they were pretty sure the ovary had burst as well. And so when he got in, he was able to save the tube and the ovary was fine. It was intact. So they got in and they stitched everything up. They took care of everything that was in there. And I was recovering from surgery by that evening. And so he was able to go in laparoscopically, which was really good because I was afraid I was going to have this huge scar across my belly. And it's just these teeny tiny little scars now. But that was that experience. So in less than a week, we found out we were expecting. We found out it was an ectopic and I was in his emergency surgery before the week was out. And so that was quite a bit of a heartbreaking. It was hard because it was like we were excited, but we were nervous about it. And so that's kind of where we were as of last year. Well, then we went into fertility treatments. We spent 6 months doing fertility treatments with no success. And so by the end of the summer, we had been told that we needed to start in on IVF. And that's where we were headed. So September was going to come, and that's kind of when we were going to be looking at getting in to see the doctor. We were able to see the doctor in August, but just before we went to see that doctor, we found out on our own we had gotten pregnant again. And we found out we were pregnant, and within a week we had miscarried that baby as well. So it was a very, very early miscarriage. My pregnancy before that I had miscarried was actually 10 weeks. The ectopic, I was 6 weeks, 3 days when I went in for surgery. And this one was 5.5, almost 6 weeks. And so we miscarried at that point. So when August came, we met with the fertility doctor and he told us that he had some tests that he wanted to run. He said he knew that I had stuff with my hormones, but he really wanted to just have more tests run. So he had blood work, lots and lots and lots of blood work, and a lot of tests that he had to get done on us. And so he said, you need your cycle to start before you can do any of the tests, but get this blood work done as soon as possible. So we did all the blood work that we could, and the tests, we had to wait for the cycle to start. Well, a week before the cycle was about to start, and I was going to call to make all of our appointments and everything, I had some weird stuff happening to me. Like I was having weird dreams and all that kind of stuff. But then I was also kind of turned away by like certain foods that I had previously enjoyed. And so there were just some things that kind of triggered like confusion in my mind. I just was kind of like, what's going on? Like, this is not normal. And so I decided, you know what, I'm going to take a test, because the last time something wasn't normal, I found out I was pregnant. So I took a test, and sure enough, it came back positive. Now, this was a huge shock, because I didn't find out because I was bleeding or anything off that wasn't supposed to be there. So because of a previous ectopic, though, I ran the risk, I'm a much higher risk of another ectopic. So we went right away and we got blood work through the fertility clinic, and sure enough, it came back positive that we were pregnant. And as of today, I am 14 weeks and 3 days pregnant. So that is my big announcement, is that we are expecting a little one. We have had quite the rocky road over the past first trimester. I did have some spotting that showed up right around the time that my ectopic, I started noticing everything with my ectopic, and that was a huge scare. So we've had a lot of ultrasounds already this first trimester. I have been terribly sick, even though I'm on a pill for morning sickness. I have not been feeling well, and I have been extremely exhausted. Even to today, like exhaustion, it just wipes me, even though I'm 14 weeks. But we are in no way upset about any of that, though. We are so excited. Every time I've gotten sick in the toilet, I'm pretty excited, because it's another sign that everything's going okay. The exhaustion, if that's what I go through this whole pregnancy, we are totally fine with that. But we are just so excited that the Lord has given us another little one as of right now. We're 14 weeks, and I will try to keep you updated. I will post in maybe a couple days, I'll post a little update on how my first trimester was, and I'll kind of give you all the details about that kind of stuff. But I just wanted to come on and share that news with you, and how the Lord has blessed us throughout this year. And we are excited for a new year that's coming and what the Lord has for us. So we will see you in the next video. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. For those of you who are new to this channel, you can hit that red subscribe button down below. And for those of you who would like to comment down below, there is a section down there where you can comment. I enjoy hearing from you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.